And welcome to KMTV. I'm Josie Hannett. Your top stories tonight. 2 in the dock after baby dies. Prison officers stage a walkout. And a lucky cat's rescued in Dartford. But first this evening, a 4-month-old baby in Kent who was killed suffered brain injuries, had 28 bone fractures and had been exposed to amphetamines and cocaine. A court heard how Eli Cox passed away 2 weeks after ambulance crews were called to his home in Minster after reports he wasn't breathing. Today, Danny Shepherd and Catherine Cox appeared before Medway magistrates via video link. They've been charged with causing or allowing the death of a child. They'll face several other charges too. Eli had a cardiac arrest caused by what experts call non-accidental injuries. He was placed on life support but later died in hospital. Shepherd and Cox were released on conditional bail until December, when they'll appear before Maidstone Crown Court. Prison officers have staged protests across the country today in fear of their own health and safety. The Prison Officers Association ordered its members to take part in a day of industrial action after talks with the government broke down. But the High Court's ruled they must go back to work. Joshua Coop went to the picket line.
Well, around 100 staff from the 4 prisons here on the Isle of Sheppey have walked out today over fears they have about their own health and safety and the threat of violence. It's a similar picture across the county, with staff also walking out in Maidstone and Rochester. It's also causing disruption to court cases across Kent, with there not being enough staff to take the people standing trial to the different courts around the county. The people I've been speaking to say that it's remained fairly peaceful inside the prisons today, and senior managers are stepping in to carry out the roles that these guards normally would.
If you spit on a police officer on a Saturday evening down the high street, that night you'll find yourself in a police cell. On the Monday you'll find yourself in front of the magistrates and you'll be facing a severe sentence. If you're a prisoner and you spit on a prison officer at the moment whilst they're at work, nothing's really happening to them. We expect proper justice and punishment against those who attack us.
The strike today is expected to end at midnight. This is Joshua Coop for KMTV on the Isle of Sheppey.
A drug addict used a knife to threaten supermarket staff in a cash raid before making off with £1,000. Thomas Henderson's been sent to prison for 3 years following the attack in Sainsbury's local in Tunbridge. The 22-year-old went to the tills with a bandana covering his face and demanded money. He tried to grab a cash bag from the counter, but a shop assistant pulled it away. Henderson then got out a kitchen knife and lunged at him. He was arrested soon afterwards in a nearby car park. Now, drivers caught using their mobile phones will automatically receive 6 points on their licence, and the current on-the-spot fine is set to be doubled. The government's announced the tougher rules are part of a crackdown on dangerous drivers, as those using the phone behind the wheel are 4 times more likely to be involved in a crash. Not only will they be slapped with a 6 points instead of 3, but the fine's increasing to £200. That being said, though, the number of people fined for using mobile phones while driving in Kent has actually plummeted by 95% in the last 5 years. But what do the people of Chatham think of the new penalty?
I agree with it 100%.
Why?
Because it's dangerous to be texting while you're driving, you're not concentrating on what you're doing. Yeah, and it should be the law. And the bigger the fine, the better.
They're not driving with due care and attention. That's what the law says, and they're not doing it. It's that simple. In my opinion, the new penalties are fine.
Yeah, it is fair. You should get exactly the same penalties, if not worse, because people are dying because of mobile phones, driving along. That lorry driver proved it the other day. He just got locked up. Everybody needs to be. They should be locked up for it and banned for 5 years at least.
1 strike and you're out. You know what I mean? 2nd strike, no. They should take their licence away for at least 12 months.
Yeah.
And finally, a lucky pet cat was rescued by firefighters after managing to get stuck in a narrow gap between two brick walls. Firefighters were called out to a home in Dartford after Rosie became stuck and the RSPCA were unable to reach her. Firefighters used small tools to remove a few bricks to get her out. She was then checked over and handed back to her owner. She wasn't hurt, which is lucky for her. Well, that's it from us this evening. We'll be back again tomorrow with the latest stories from across Kent. In the meantime, though, don't forget you can always keep up to date by listening to KMFM or logging on to kentonline.co.uk and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. See you tomorrow. Good night.